Push the weight and now flex. Flex. The live is more than the six. With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You were running motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button, share the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to Miguel for anything. Miguel's a hater. If you woke up this morning, you are blessed. So let's count them, because that's actually what we're talking about this morning. And look, I know. There's going to be times where I'm not on here ranting about what's popular. But see, this is where you separate, you know, the old saying, let's separate the men from the boys. You know, conversations that I have here, conversations that my big brother Stormy B-Man has, conversations that, Coach Hudson has. Some of these things go over your head. And I'll say this, if it goes over your head, you might want to hit the replay button and see what you're missing. Yeah, I understand it could be boring. There are a lot of classes that you take in school that are boring as hell, but they're essential to life. And the fact of the matter is, as I gotten older and I look at certain fighters, actually when I look at certain people just in life, because boxing is very relatable to life. They say boxing is 80% mental, or whatever percentage you want to put on it. You ask yourself, why are they acting like that? And then you realize there's an explanation. There's a science behind this thing. Why the YNs wilding in the street in Chicago and shooting shit up? What's going on? I'm seeing all these things on Instagram. Oh man, Trump about to send the army over here. And, yeah, they are. There's some people like, no, don't do that. It's black people, black. I get it. But then there are some people that live there and say, hey, man, look, I can't even walk to the corner store. And I've been living here for 50 years. And I watched that young lady bring that baby home, and I've watched him. He was all cute, and now he out there with his fingernails painted, pants sagging, he angry, and he's shooting everything. The police chase the YNs, and the YNs regroup and chase the police off the block. So absolutely, I ain't vote for Trump, but I don't mind him sending the National Guard here, because something got to be done if I can't walk to the corner store. But then dissect that whole thing. How did we get here? What happened? And then when I get on here and start talking about, 1965 and, black women choosing Uncle Sam, and then you got decades, because things don't happen overnight. It's a process. Kicking the black man out the house and this, that, and the third. And I start talking about that. The only people that are not interested in what I got to say are the people that are living that life. They don't understand it. So when I keep it boxing and I look at these fighters, I'm like, man, this fella got untapped talent. What's going on? And you do a little digging because, nothing is sacred here. See, when I was coming up in the 80s, you know, I had to buy Ring magazine and KO magazine. And by the time I got the news, it was like 2 to 3 months late. I just saw Adrian Broner on social media with a wig on. That's not funny. That's not funny, man. You got your tooth knocked out by Blair the Flair last time I saw you in the ring. You was an absolute rock star or on the verge of becoming one. And now you're on social media with a goddamn wig? What is that? That's not funny, man. What's going on? So when you start doing homework on these kids, because they don't take much, because they don't shut up. They're all over social media, putting their business out there. So let me get this straight. Your style of dress, you talking and hanging out with these rappers that don't mean nothing. I'm sorry, I skipped the roll call this morning, but I needed to cook on this right away. I see everybody in the house. Salute. You know, you all of this, $500, pair of jeans with rips in it, all kinds of stuff that I never understood. I got a pair of jeans with rips in it, but I promise you I ain't pay $500 for it. Promise you. And all this ignorant stuff, how you talk, how you walk, it's all glorified. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? And then you get to a guy like Andre Ward. He has absolutely nothing going on but him and his wife and his child. And what they say about him, never mind the fact that he's undefeated, never mind the fact that he won the Super Six, never mind the fact that he was Olympian, never mind the fact that he honors his wife and he speaks proper English, never mind the fact that he's an absolute dog in the ring. They look for the negative in that man and they said, hey, man, he's always injured. Hey, man, he's boring. Boring! Boring! Boring. Press, I hope you're listening. And then when he wins in silence, I've even read people call Andre Ward arrogant. He is furthest from that. Watch this. What kind of cars does Andre Ward have? Man, I bet you that man drives a Toyota. Y'all don't know. I don't know. Y'all don't know. But he was still boring. He fell under the same scrutiny that Floyd Mayweather fell under. They were active at the exact same time. And I said, y'all doing this right in our face and no one's picking it up. The same audience that attacked Floyd is the same audience that attacked Andre Ward. Complete polar opposites, both undefeated, both were experts at their craft in the ring. And I said, I will not forget this point in life. I will not forget that. That was like the early to mid 2000s. I said, I'm not going to forget this. I will forever hold this. When people say there's no racism in boxing, I'm going to point at Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather. Both are black. I don't care what Andre says. Both are black. Complete polar opposites. And Andre Ward was team light skin. But never forget, he beat up on the Russian. Twice. He beat up on the Russian. You can't have that. They didn't tell Sergey Kovalev, hey, man, you don't have the right to make money in our country. Get out my country. Get out my country. You're a foreigner. You're a guest. You don't need to make a living here. And he beat up Becky, kicked the dog and everything. Where was Petta rolling in the street saying, deport him? Where was that? How about this? Where's his mugshot? He has at least 3. I think he was kicked off an airplane. Did I hear that right? But I know he got a DUI, and I know you get a mugshot for that. And I know that thing where he assaulted that woman. I know he got at least 2 mugshots. Can't find it. Can't find it. Can't find his. I can't find Ryan Garcia's. Shakur Sanchez gets into that trouble in Jersey. Completely his fault, not being in control of his emotions, punching on women. His mugshot went up that week. And they took it and put it on BoxRec. Y'all remember that? Who was in Barbershop Conversations chat when that happened? Somebody said, yo, someone put his mugshot up on BoxRec. I pulled up another window and I said, oh shit, that is his mugshot. So you used to be able to go in there and change it. Like on Wikipedia, you could change things around sometimes. So somebody put it back to the Olympic picture. I refreshed the page. Somebody put it back to the mugshot. So we got to emailing. I know Champ Side went in on that. I was in Fred's live, and we actively did it that night. And I emailed them. They put it back to another picture, and then they changed the option to switch pictures and shit like that. But we couldn't do that to Kovalev because I tried that night. And I said, all right, watch this. Let me find Kovalev's mugshot. And I said, that's funny. Where's his mugshot? It's not on the internet. Now, what I'm talking right now, the YNs ain't gonna be in here. But if I had Tank Davis' picture on here with his name in the title and calling him out his name and things like that, there'd be 200 people in here instead of 65. See, I'm not on some Jerry Springer this morning. What do I say about them not wanting to learn anything? What did I say about them having a short attention span? It's in the food they eat, and it's in the houses that they're raised in. We're in the ADD era. These are their kids. These are their kids. Steady diet of Ritalin, Prozac. The boys need to calm down. The boys need to calm down. No, the boys are being boys, man. That's what we did. We play fight. We push each other. Sometimes you know, push a little too hard. They bust their lip. They cry about it. Man, we back to playing. Testosterone in us. That's what we do. We're men. Now, true, it has to be, you know, it has to be monitored. Hey, don't do that. But let the boys be boys. This is what we do. Now you give them a pill, turn to calm down. By the time they get 21, they're talking with a lisp. Salute, Iraq. I see you, good brother. That's the fam right there. Yes, sir. This is sad. And then they talk about, hey, man, it's called toxic masculinity. You know that doesn't exist. I just heard a new, oh, man, I got to do pep talk tonight. I just heard a new word a shorty invented. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Homosocial. I just heard it 15 minutes ago. Homosocial. I swear to God, you women, y'all are inventing things to try and insult us and justify your position in a man's world, which is non-existent, and that's by way of everything y'all have done. Homosocial, y'all. I just heard it 15 minutes ago. I was like, what is that? Here's how it was explained. Homosocial is explained, and this is a woman on the panel. She said it's when a man does not find a woman interesting. He can hang with his boys because his boys are interesting. They can share, naked pictures of girls with one another on a text, on the DMs or whatever. But he don't find you interesting enough to hang out with you. He'll sleep with you. He'll come to your house. He'll allow you to come to his house, but that's as far as y'all go. But he's homosocial. She just invented that. No, listen. We had a word for it. It was called bend over buddy. And newsflash, women know when they get into a situation like that, they agree to it. Shorty got an itch that need to be scratched. Either he's too busy or he's in another relationship or whatever, but all she requires from him is sexual gratification. That's it. Now, what she's done with that term is the term is made to make a woman feel good about a decision that she's made, which, if she catches feelings, is bad. So what do? You call the man a homosocial? That term, the first part, homo. What is she trying to say? Oh no, but homo sapiens, no. As it pertains to how that term is used today. What do you think she's trying? It's a sneak diss. Ladies are good and grown. Stand on it. I used to know a bunch of chicks that had bend over buddies. Look, he live over here. He only come through twice out the month. And when he do, I let him devour the kitty. And that's it. They ain't looking for dinner in a movie or nothing like that. They use him for what he's for. That's her choice, right? Her body, her choice, right? Every now and again, the shorty says, you know what? I want more. Yo, look, you knew what this is. Some shorty in the audience mad. Oh, well, he doesn't want to hang with me or whatever. Yo, listen. Maybe you're not interested in him. But you got a fat ass. It's up to you to say, hey, either I want to deal with this or I don't. That's up to you. Shorty on the panel just gave it a word, homosocial. He's not the problem, it's her. She wants to hang with a dude that's really, outside of sex, is not interesting to him. Because if she was, he'd be taking her out and treating her like a girlfriend. Now, he ain't got to be nasty to her. They could be cool. But it sounds like she wants an entire relationship. So to justify her messed up feelings, shorty on the stage on the panel gave it a name, homosocial. No, there is no name to what he's doing. She is his bend over buddy. That's it. Oh my God, you ladies are creative. So they invented a new word, y'all. If y'all didn't know, I just heard it this morning. Homosocial. That might be what what my pep talk is tonight. How women have weaponized words, terms with us. Narcissists. Man, these bitches can't even spell that word. Next time a chick says, you're a narcissist, say, spell it. Spell it right now. Spell it out loud. Don't even pull it up. Spell it. All these terms they use for men. Gay, narcissist. What else? There's a ton of them I've heard over the last decade. Now it's homosocial. You heard it here first. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God. And here's the thing. No matter what they say, marriage has not gone up. So y'all armed with all the answers, but marriage is not going up. So I guess men are the problem, right? Nope. I already told y'all. Between passports and the Hobots, y'all killed yourselves. But anyway, boxing, please. Misunderstood blessings. Aaron, salute. And I see y'all in the chat. Salute, salute. Misunderstood blessings. I was talking about the unfair treatment of fighters. And I swear, man, you between the YNs and the non-blacks, y'all insist on telling us that things like that just don't exist. It's not the 1800s. Y'all are not Jack Johnson anymore. Y'all are not Sugar Ray Robinson anymore. Black Murderers Row. What's that? Who is that? I don't know about that. But I tell you to go subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing, y'all all of a sudden y'all don't want to go there. I've been saying it. But matter of fact, didn't I do a fair use on Scrapbook's video a while ago? I mean, you guys are just ridiculous. Y'all tell me what's not happening, and I refer to you, and I say, you know, look, I'm not just making it up. This sport has a history of treating black fighters a certain way. Y'all refuse to believe it. There are even fighters that are picked and chosen to carry a mantle. They say, we're going to let this one through. But everyone else, nah, we can't let them all through, but let's give them just one. Just one. Sugar Ray Robinson, great fighter. Great fighter. Hardcore businessman too. But he was around at the same time the Black Murderers Row was active. And again, these YNs and these grown adolescent clowns, they don't know what a Black Murderers Row is. They don't know what it is. Yeah, Rampage, toxic masculinity doesn't exist. If a war breaks out right now, you don't want these fairies on the front line. You want men. You want the kids that grew up play fighting and roughhousing. You want men. Or y'all bitches could take the front line. Y'all remind us that y'all women real fast. Real fast. You smuts. Eric Jordan, that super chat, he said, you can't make this shit up. Funk social media. Miguel's hard at work. Yeah, he sure is.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
And the brother sent that twice. Salute to you, good brother. Much love. Toxic masculinity. You mean men? You mean if a war breaks out, we got to go on the front line? Fredro for Life says, toxic masculinity didn't help raise Rampage sons. Yeah, he was raised by an asshole. And I saw another clip, Rampage Jackson's dad treated him the same way. They were in the car roasting each other. And I said, oh, okay. So that's where you get it from. But maybe his son is a different, you know what I'm saying? His son is a different person. Sins of the father. But whatever. Whatever. Let them deal with it. Now you're online screaming about racism. Dude, please, you know what I'm saying? Quentin, shut the fuck up, bro. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. Jeff, what up? Egalitarian salute. If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. I don't give a fuck about no British MMA guru calling you an animal. I don't care. Even if it was a sneak diss, I don't care. You deal with it. You deal with it, bro. Because I say, hey, Quentin, man, but Ryan Garcia, I don't give a fuck. He said it to me in the DMs. Oh, okay. I backed all the way off. All right, you'll give. Okay, good. Nigger wake up call. You got some nerve. Wrong and strong. Freedom's March in that super chat salute. He says, these new broads are why I don't I don't have my second wife yet, Drew. Very few of these silly chicks qualify. And let me tell you something, invest in the Hobart, bro. Unless you can find a shorty your age that grew up how you grew up, that understands, either get a passport and explore your options. You might not find a wife abroad either. Or get a Hobart. Get your nut off, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's bad out here. Brothers be in their 50s and you still need to find a chick older than you. If they haven't been assimilated, because I swear to God, grandma is on social media twerking. So between grandma being a smut, raising mama who's a smut, who's raising the daughter to be a smut. I just saw another video of some kids listening to Pound Town or whatever, some nigga nonsense in the car, flipping the camera to Bird. These were babies, y'all. These were babies. The father wasn't there. The mothers were there, like it was cute, with all kinds of colors in their hair. All right? That's going on right now. Right now as we speak. You wonder why people don't want to be police officers? You wonder why people don't join the military? You wonder why? Was it Korea or China that recognized there was a problem? It may have been Korea, that there was a problem with masculine men. They started incorporating programs for boys to be more masculine. And I said, damn, I didn't know that was happening. Then I discovered something called K-pop. And these are like these Korean boy bands. It's like a thing. I didn't know this. I'm old. And I noticed all of these boys, they look like anime characters. They all got their eyebrows tweezed. They got this hair and they're dancing. I said, okay, well, this is just entertainment, right? Come to find out, there's boys running around that country looking like that. Huh? Main biker said, that's South Korea? Whoa! A word, Felix? Hell yeah. Well, I did see Rampage dad roasting his son. So, you know, sins of the father. Thank you, Felix. Appreciate that. Yeah, them boys in South Korea, that's in South Korea? Because North Korea, they ain't playing that. You're a man. So they've incorporated programs of this next generation of men. They want them to be men. I was coming up, we was playing Cowboys and Indians, and, you know, people wanted to go to the military. You know, I chickened out at the last minute. But, I did the police thing for a little bit. But men wanted to be men. You ask these kids what they want to be when they grow up. I want to be a rapper. Switching around the house like his mama. Then when he get older, he makes about 5 babies from 5 different women. Yeah, your penis work, but are you a man? Man, it's a whole thing, man. Pep talk tonight. Mr. Mont, the real OG, Mr. Mont, in that super chat. Much love, my brother. Yes, sir. He said, Main Biker said, North Korea is a war zone. Well, the world is a war zone. They're at war with bullets and everything else. We're at war with women that want us to concede to their needs because of how they feel. I feel that you should cook for me. I feel that, bitch, fuck your feelings. I don't care how you feel. You've been home all day. I done got cussed out by my boss. I done got cussed out by the public. I done worked a 14-hour shift and I'm hungry. I don't smell no food. I know your dumb ass ate. Dishes in the sink. The fuck? You don't want to make a sandwich? Get out. Go home to your mama so she can call me and tell me I'm wrong. No, Y'all can Uber Eats all day if y'all want. I can make a sandwich my damn self. I'm by myself. I'm taking care of a child. You're babysitting. You're raising a child. A woman that wants to come into your life and not clean up anything or make a sandwich. You're raising a child. You have a fucking roommate that you're taking care of a baby, a grown baby that you got to get their hair nailed. Man, get the fuck out. Go home. Go to your mama's house. Get out. Lazy bitch. Get out. And if you're working and you're trying to spend up my resources while keep yours and not share nothing so we can't build anything, you are an arrogant, using, disgusting, inconsiderate bitch. Go home. Michael Ray, guess what? I have that in my gym rotation. If y'all never heard this song, you know what? I'm gonna play it on. I cannot play that song on YouTube at all. But go subscribe to Patreon. This song right here. I swear to God, I have a show lined up about that. There's a song by the RZA called Domestic Violence. Bro, it's the funniest goddamn song, but not so funny, because you will hear that song and it's going to take you somewhere. As soon as the song starts, some of y'all going to be able to relate to this. As soon as it starts, you're going to be like, oh my God. Now, I can't relate, but I have a lot of friends that can relate. It'll take you somewhere, because she starts going in on him and then he finally snaps and goes in on her. Bro, if you've never heard that song, it's a gem. It's funny, but not funny, because I know dudes that have lived in abusive households with their significant other, and it's like, man, goddamn. Goddamn. Yes, sir. David, what up? But anyway, that's why I love my shows, man, because we always like to, we hit different topics. Trust me, I'm bringing it back to this Roy Jones situation. Actually, the Roy Jones situation is bringing me to the title of my show this morning. It's called Misunderstood Blessings. Now, for those of you that don't know, Roy Jones, 1988 Olympics. If you haven't watched that fight, by now you've heard of it. You know, let me talk to the YNs who have short attention spans. I'm sure you've heard of the situation with Roy Jones in the 1988 Olympics. I saw it. I was 13 years old when that happened. I was watching it in the living room with my parents. And of course, I'm watching boxing. And this fight right here happens. And Roy Jones comes out. And I say this respectfully. The fella he fought right there on the right, his name was Park Si-hun, if I'm not mistaken, from Korea. This was the Seoul Olympics. Seoul, not S-O-U-L. It was S-E-U-L. Did I spell it? It's Seoul Olympics. There's an E in it, y'all. Seoul in Korea, 1988. Seoul, Korea. And Roy Jones was clearly favored. He comes out and he beat the shit out of Park. He did. He beat the shit out of him. Uppercuts, left hooks. I mean, this was Roy. Thank you, Michael Ray. He beat him up. There wasn't a round, and this is Olympic rules, y'all. You know, when you got to score, if a knockdown happens, it happens. But, you know, you got to score. And y'all know how fast Roy was, man. Y'all know how fast Roy was. And Roy beat the shit out of this dude. And those goddamn judges gave the fight to the hometown guy. And Park raised his hands like he is right there. He ran over to Roy and picked him up and ran around the ring, and he celebrated. And if y'all remember what the announcers said, they were like, yo, what the fuck? Everybody, and Roy, he didn't wild out. He didn't pull a Zab Judah, like throwing stools and everything. And he left the ring, and he told this story a bunch of times, how he went in the back and he cried about it. He even said that he went to Park's locker room and he was fuming. He asked him, you think you really won that? And they had an exchange. It didn't get violent. Roy's a religious man. And it's very true that sometimes things will happen in your life and you'll ask, God, why? Why'd you do this to me? I trained hard. I did everything I was supposed to do. It led to this moment. That gold medal is mine. God, why'd you do this to me? We may have been through that. You may have known someone close to you to been through that. You're like, why? I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was get up early. I jogged. I trained. Why? Lord, why? But you know the saying, it's never our plan. It's in God's plan. It's in God's hand. We may not understand it. We might not like it. But I want you to think about it, man. When y'all were little, for those of you that grew up in a household where your parents or grandparents or whatever guardians you had that actually gave a shit about you, and they told you to do something, and you're a kid, you're like, why? First of all, that's like the worst thing you could say to a Southern parent as a child. They tell you to do something. Lord, please don't ask why. I'm laughing because in Vegas, there was a situation, I'm not going to speak on it. And it brought me back, and I had to, explain some things. Just know that if you grew up in the South or you have some Southern folks, as a child, the worst thing you can do is, tell me I'm lying, y'all. The worst thing as a child to say to an adult is why. I mean, things are different now. Things are different now. But if you grew up in the South, oh my God, don't do it. Things are different now. But the worst thing, I remember I asked my grandmama why. I was about 8. She said, boy, go. She told me to stop. I was doing something. Boy, don't do that, da-da-da-da-da. I said, Grandma, why? And she just stared at me. I had my back turned. I don't know how she grabbed me, but I'm dangling off the foot, and she's like ragdolling me. Boy, don't you ever. Yo, when I saw the first Avengers and the Hulk ragdolled Loki, I laughed, but then I got kind of traumatized because I swear to God, somebody was filming my grandma, because she ragdolled me like that. And the interesting thing was, I thought she couldn't move. For as long as I remember, she was in a wheelchair. She had MS. So I said, how the fuck did she get over here to grab me? Ragdoll. And that was the last time I asked an adult why. I've watched kids get fucked up for asking an adult why. Fuck you mean why? You do what I tell you to do. It's a form of, thank you, Black Jericho. It's considered just talking back. Now, in the child's defense, not all kids today know that. They don't understand that. But if you grew up a certain way, that's how you was raised. So it can be a cultural clash. right? So, I'll say that. But think back to when you was told to go to your room. Tay, good morning. Think back to when you was told to go to your room. Don't do as I say. Don't do as I do as I tell you to do. And you're like, why? You don't understand it. At one point where I was living, the neighborhood was going through a bit of a change. And it was a Friday night, and I said, yeah, I'm about to go out and go in front of the building. My mom was like, no, you're not. You're going to sit your ass right there. You're going to go there and play one of those video games you got back there. You ain't going outside. I said, no, it's 70 degrees outside. I don't want to stay up here. And she just looked at me. She said, what'd I tell you to do? And I said, damn, man. I'm in the room, cussing under my breath because I don't want her to hear me. Because the next step is she kicked the door. And what'd you say? Y'all hear everything. The mothers hear everything. And I ain't nothing. I didn't want to play no video games, man. I want to go outside and chill. But the reality was the neighborhood was changing. And there were some unidentified cats walking through the neighborhood now. And if it wasn't them, if we wasn't getting in the problem with them, the police can't differentiate who's who. Well, some of them could. They were just being assholes. So you don't want no problem with these unidentifieds that walk through the block, and you don't want no problem with the police. And this was the early 90s. So when I calmed down, I said, you know what? She right. She right. But you ain't like it at first, did you? Clarence, my brother, salute. So when you get older and you have your life happening, and you're like, man, why? God, why? I know Roy was fucked up behind this. But you know what happened? This was the moment. 1988 Seoul, Korea was the birth of Superman, Roy Jones Jr. A fake Malik Scott says, does Bill Haney fund the LDBC? Yes. He actually pays me to smash trolls' moms. That's what he does. He says, Drew, I need you to go around and locate these trolls and find their fine ass mothers and knock their teeth out with your finger 11. Yup. So I'm on the payroll to smash your mom. Fake Malik Scott. See how that works? Now, I'm talking here. So now, I want y'all to pay attention, right? Now you can't talk. Now 5 years is too much. 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 Let's say you have to be subscribed to me for more than 5 days to talk now. How about that? See what you did? Dummy, idiot. You know what I'm saying? People trying to have a conversation and here you come with your dumb shit. So let me go both channels, man. You got to be subscribed to me for about 5 days. Now, here's where the dysfunction comes in. If this troll types again, you know he's been subscribed to me for longer than a week. So who's crazy? So anyway, let's get back to the situation. Let's get back to what we're talking about here. This launched Superman. Judge, salute. It's a possibility that if this moment in Roy Jones Jr.'s life does not happen, he might not work as hard as a pro. He may have, and he may have not. It could very well be that he might have gone into as a pro, I'm a gold medalist, and then still be Roy Jones Jr. But I firmly believe, and only Roy will know. Roy might not know, because this is the direction his career went. But he'll tell you, this moment bothered him his entire life. That's right, Brother Reef. This is the moment that motivated him to become great. Yeah, exactly, Stormy. Actually, Bill Haney's funding the LDBC's abortions, because I can't tell you how many of these women. That's my son trolling you. Oh yeah, never mind him. I know you failed. What that mouth do? Go. What that mouth do, bitch? Yeah, I know you failed. You're a failed mother. I know. And I know he don't know his father. I know. But never mind your son. I know he's a prick, but what that mouth do? And I take the bitch home and
Whack, jack, smack.
In the bedroom.
Whack, jack, smack.
In the kitchen.
Whack, jack, smack.
In the bathroom.
Whack, jack, smack.
Yeah. I be like, bitch, I'm coming over. My son's home, man. Fuck that nigga. Send him to the store. I ain't gonna be long. As soon as I walk in her door.
Do you suck dicks?
She be like, yes, sir. They mad they can't type. They mad they can't type now. Eric Jordan, that super chat. He says Miguel 304 bot at work again. Can't funk with the ninja sword. Of course they can't funk with the ninja sword.
Give power to my nigger sword!
They can't. Now, trolls, sit in the back. I'm talking about the mighty Roy Jones Jr. here. This is the moment that I firmly believe launched Superman. This bothered him, man. This was the chip on his shoulder his entire life. This moment made him great. This moment defined his career. It really did. This is his story. We got to see one of the best boxers of all time. Yes, Roy Jones is one of the most phenomenal fighters I've ever seen, the most athletic, the most gifted talents that I've ever seen. And we got to watch him. All through the 90s, man. We got to watch Roy at his peak. This guy was so fun to watch, man. And he led that ring with an iron fist. He backed up all this talk. This guy has so many accomplishments. But even at his peak, you bring up that 88 Olympics and look at his face. He never let that go. But that lit a fire in him, and he went on an absolute tear. And although he's still salty about the 88 Olympics, I'm sure he's spoken to God, and God told him, yo, see, this is why I let that happen. This is why. Because if you got that gold medal, you wouldn't have worked this hard. If you got that gold medal, you might have pulled your punches the rest of your career. I don't know. But I know you needed something. You needed something to get you as far as you needed to go. There's something called failing forward. Some people, you know how many people would have saw this, took the situation and said, man, I quit. I ain't boxing no more. Man. This is where parenting comes in. Male or female. This is where parenting comes in. What you mean you gonna quit? You didn't get the nod, so what? You gonna quit? No, you ain't gonna quit. You're gonna work harder. Because the world knows the truth. Park knew the truth. 36 years later, he shows up to Pensacola, Florida with that gold medal. And he doesn't speak English. I think it's on his channel. You can go look it up. Mr. Park's son is there and he's translating for him. He says, you know, my father been, you know, looking to, speak to you or whatever he said for years. Feel me? Roy got emotional. You know, Roy had a great career. Roy's a Hall of Fame fighter. Yeah, Angel, I think his dad was in the military. I think. I'm not sure. Really not sure. You think Roy understood that in '88 when it was happening to him in real time? I'm sure people told him. Like I said, Roy's very religious. He's very religious. And I'm willing to bet that Roy, although you could tell someone something, but they can always do what they want to do. And what Roy did was he got busy. He got in that gym. And every opponent he faced, a portion of them across that ring, he saw Park Si-hun. And it's like, oh, man. Oh, man. That's what you was fighting. That's what you was fighting. You remember how I said when I spoke to Shane Mosley about that Margarito night, and he told me exactly what was going on that whole week with his ex-wife was doing he told me about that phone call, bro. And I said, Shane, all that happened? He said the bitch was trying to take my belts, the belts that I got all punched in the face for. She's trying to take my belts. She was taking money. And then she calls me up and says, oh, by the way, that Mexican gonna kill you because you old and you washed up and blah, 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 blah. And he went to the ring with that all on his heart. And he said, I wasn't scared of Margarito. He said, I knew I was gonna kill that man. I was gonna try to. And then he tried to cheat me. Man. If Margarito understood what Shane Mosley was going through leading up to that fight, I don't think he'd have took that fight. I said, hold on, what? That happened? He said, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, that's where you met Roy Angel? Oh, that's what's up. He's a cool dude. You know, I mean, like, you know, he's approachable. Yeah. So some things set people off. Buster Douglas. Every fighter I spoke to that know Buster or spoke or knew of what was going on, Freddie Pendleton said, man, I don't think anybody would have beat James that night. That night, James would not be denied. Free Mike, you know, not taking care of business with his corner, not surrounding himself with the right people. And James just losing it. Big Joe Townsend, salute. James, losing his mom. He was like, man, nope. I ain't scared of nothing. And he handled his business. And Mike never ran it back. I wonder why. Anyway, it's another show. Never ran it back, didn't he? Wow. There's certain things that set people off. And Roy got set off, man. And he went on a decade tear? It's phenomenal, man. It was phenomenal. Roy went bonkers. He went absolute bonkers. My point this morning is that sometimes things happen and you won't understand it. But you need to count your blessings. Y'all heard that before, but a lot of y'all don't know what that means. It's misunderstood. Roy didn't know why God was doing that to him in 88, but he looks back at his career and I bet you he understands that shit now. Sometimes things have to happen. You even see it in comic books. Spider-Man doesn't become a real superhero. He had got his powers and life was easy street for him. And what happened? The robber he could have stopped eventually ended up killing Uncle Ben. And that set him off. He said, man, if I'd have stopped this guy, this wouldn't have happened. So this was technically my fault. That was just a story about God saying, you see, every action has a reaction. If you do what's righteous, you'll get an outcome. And guess what? You might not like the outcome. One time I found a $100 bill on the floor. One of the times when I was younger, I found money. I picked it up. I said, oh, $100. I walked up the street and I saw this woman just looking on the floor with tears in her eyes. I already knew. I said, ma'am, you okay? She said, I dropped some money or whatever. And I held it up and I gave it to her. She said, oh, wait. I said, it was back there. I just picked it up. Oh, my God. And she hugged me and she said, oh, thank you, thank you. You think I wanted to give her that money? I could have kept walking. But that day in particular, I said, man, I had plans for that money. I was like 14 years old. What the fuck was I gonna do with $100? Buy some pizza, buy a video game, all that short-term shit that don't even matter no more. When I gave her that $100 bill, my heart got warm. I felt better after a while. I said, man, well, you know, what's I gonna do? Buy some pizza, video game, whatever. Okay. But she looked destroyed. And I felt better. I did. I just felt better. It's sad that most people don't think that way anymore. It really is. I had a situation in Vegas where I left my phone fell out my pocket and it was in a cab. And I got to the front desk and I said, oh shit. Went back outside, the cab was by the light. And I asked the security guard, I said, yo, could you ride up and get that cab? I think my phone's in the back seat. Oh, sir, I can't leave. Man, I said, oh shit. I'm panicking. I just got the phone. Called the company. Good thing I had a receipt. Called the company giving me the runaround or whatever. Then I got out another cab, went back to the club we went to. They wouldn't let me upstairs to check to see if I left it in the seat. I said, oh man, I'm leaving tomorrow. My boarding pass is on my phone. I said, man, I just got that damn phone. got another cab, and I said, do you know this cab company? He said, yeah, my brother works for this cab company. I'm on the phone with him right now. I said, look, I'm calling them, and it's just a recorded message. Can you call their dispatcher? The guy calls a dispatcher. They got a hold of the cab. He said, yes, I have your phone, sir. Went right back to my hotel, and there was my phone. He gave it to me. Y'all want to know how the universe works? I swear to God, when that brother gave me back my phone, I gave him some money. I told him I appreciate you. I gave his brother, who worked for another cab company, who helped me, I gave him a sizable cash tip. And when I walked back to the hotel, I said, you know what? It took me back to when I was 14 years old, and I found that crispy $100 bill in the grass. And I said, oh, $100. And I walked up the street, and I see this woman going in her purse, panicking, looking around with tears in her eyes. And she's panting like, huh, huh, huh. And I said, ma'am, you all right? You lost something? That's what I said. You lost something? She said, yeah, I dropped some money. And I just handed it to her. Oh my God. Thank you. It took me right back there. And I said, well, shit, I'm willing to bet if I'd have kept that money and just walked past that woman, my phone would be gone. The universe is 360 degrees, 100%. You get what you put out. Hello, trolls. You get what you put out. I'll say it again because I know you're listening. You get what you put out. You got to be a miserable son of a bitch to get out the bed every morning and come fuck with me. But all you're doing is getting my views up. And all I'm doing is reporting you. And you thinking it's not going to get back at you. One nigga had his monetized channel vanish. I don't know. Did I do it to him? I keep reporting these troll accounts, and I always put in the description box, possibility from a larger account. Can't prove it. That's why I put possibility from a larger account. Y'all think YouTube is not listening? They are. They are. So I don't know. Maybe me reporting the troll accounts did spin the block and go back to the larger accounts. And the next time you put out something that's fugazi, they put the beats on your channel and next thing you know it's gone. I don't know. I know I wasn't specific, and this cat I'm talking about in particular swears to God that I did something to him. You know what I did? I really ignored him and just reported the troll accounts like I did a second ago. YouTube sees when you exhaust every option. They give us options. Subscribers mode only. You have to be subscribed to me for 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 years before you say anything. And when all options are exhausted, you let them know. I've exhausted all the options available. This person keeps calling back, keeps coming back, and it possibly a troll account from a bigger account. Next thing you know, this dumb motherfucker's channel's going, and I'm the fault? No, stupid. If you have an abundance of troll accounts and it comes back to you, you did it to yourself. Misunderstood blessings. Why the fuck do these giant channels come all the way down here to a guy that don't have 10,000 subs and come bother me? Why? Why? Yeah, Clarence, exercise all those options. Because, hey, you never know. Or do you? You get what you put out. If you eat like shit and don't exercise, you're going to look a certain way. You're going to feel a certain way. Your health is going to deteriorate. If you smoke like a chimney, chances are you might get cancer. You might. Hell, you can exercise and jog every day and still get cancer. I'm just saying you lessen the chances of you getting sick. I'm not saying you won't get sick, but you lessen your chances of getting sick. when you do the right thing. A lot of you don't understand that. A lot of you lollygag through life like you do stupid shit like nothing's gonna happen to you. Now watch this. Some of you only do good shit with the expectation that something's gonna happen good to you. No, don't get hooked on the expectation that someone's gonna do something good for you. Because it's not pure. Do it because you want to do it. I felt good giving that woman her money. You had to see this woman. And I always was cut from a cloth like, man, that could have been my mama. That could have been my grandmama. That could have been me. How many of y'all lost money? Like, God damn it. The only thing that I could say when I've lost money is like, man, I hope the person that finds that, I hope they needed it. That's all I could say to make myself feel better. But man, the most money I lost was $60. I had it like wrapped up real tight, and I know I didn't put it in my wallet right away, and I was running somewhere and I took something out my pocket and I said, I know I dropped that. Man, whatever, man. Can't do nothing about it. Whoever found it, I hope they needed it. I hope a homeless person found it or something. It's gone, man. I make money. It's okay. It's life. How many times you heard me get on here and say, yo, these cats don't count their blessings? And when you're looking at the cats that act a certain way, when you really look at them and listen to them, it starts to make sense. I'll give you an example of that. The first time I heard about this dude, Coach Malachi, True Boxing Media, that dude, people were telling me, yo, he's talking about you. I'm like, I don't know who. And then someone sends me a picture. He has an LDBC killer shirt. I said, what is that about? So I hit up the general. I said, who's this? He said, man, this dude hit me up. He wanted to rock with us. I said, yeah, come around us and let us get to know you, whatever. Next thing you know, he's an LDBC killer. I said, oh, he's one of those. I said, all right. Left him alone. Never responded to him. The less we said, the more aggressive he got. He's doing live stream with us and he's like flinching at the camera or whatever. And then Trick Nolte hits me up. He's like, yo, I spoke to this guy because, Trick don't, he don't know. He's not like that. He's Trick Nolte's just building relationships because it's about the sport for him, man. That's my brother. And he was like, yo, Drew, do you know this guy? I said, no. He's like, man, this dude's on here on his stream calling you Drew the Midget, Drew the Midget, Drew the Midget. I said, Midget? I said, okay. I said, Trick, just don't leave that guy alone. I said, he's like crazy. There's something wrong with him. He said, yeah, I see there's something wrong with him. So he ain't deal with him. And then someone hits me up and says, yo, you know that Malachi Williams dude? I said, I know about him. I said, look, I don't care if he's doing a whole marathon stream about me. It's irrelevant. I don't care about that guy. Dude sends me a picture of him. Apparently, dude lives near him. And so you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Says, Drew, you see this? I'm like, oh, you know him? He says, nah, I just found out he lives around my area. He said, you see that? The nigga looked like he needs a booster seat to drive the car.
What?
I said, yeah, he is kind of short, isn't he? He said, yeah, so why the fuck is he calling you a midget? Ain't you about 6'2"? I said, yes, confirmed, I'm 6'2". He said, so why the fuck is he calling you a midget? I said, I don't know. I said, there it is. That's what that's about. Drew the Midget, Drew the Midget, Drew the Midget. He's like 5 feet tall. Oh, there it is. I don't have to lift a finger. He's short. Nigga said, oh, yeah, BBL Drew. BBL Drew? Wait a minute. BBL Drew. So I'm short and I have a BBL. Wait a minute. That was a nice one, by the way. Wait a minute. Let that marinate for a second. I'm short, and he called me BBL Drew. The nigga has done live streams about me, about shit that he thinks he knows about me. Whole time, the nigga's like 4'11". And he needs a booster seat when he drives. Do I need to make a response video to him? Do I need to address that? For what? The jokes write themselves. Now, fast forward about a year or two later, he was supposed to be in Brooklyn. And when I came out to Brooklyn, we were supposed to meet. I wanted to meet him and have a conversation. Like, bro, what's going on with you? He was in New York. He didn't go to the weigh-in where everybody was at. He didn't go to the weigh-in. He didn't go to the fight. Why? Because all of that negative energy he put out, everybody he talked about was there. And if he was really about that life, you'd have came out in full mass. Everybody you spoke about was there. 78 was there. You met him, which is why you didn't come back outside. I was there. BFTB was there. And Black Fight Fan, who's bigger than me, was there. Why don't you come outside? You think that we're going to put mitts on you? Ain't nobody trying to catch a case for beating on some dude that look like a kid. I wanted to ask you, bro, what's wrong with you? What did I do to you? I was going to ask him the same thing I asked Punch Drunk Boxer. I said, bro, what is this, man? Why do we have a problem? What did I do to you? He said, I ain't got no problem with you. And we got to talking and we found out some things. I said, wait a minute. Wait, I never said that. Who told you that? And then a name came up. We was like, oh, shit. We've been duped. Yup. You see what happens when grown men talk? And trust me, he wasn't lying. All of it checked out. I said, oh, shit. Why couldn't I have that moment with Malachi Williams? Hey, man, I did something to you. He might have said, oh, no, what? Well, he did. He told 78, no, KQKC. KQKC said that Drew said. And I said, I don't talk to that nigga. Anytime Marion called me on the phone, how do I get the subscribers and work this in the YouTube studio in Chicago? I said, I don't talk about who I'm going to beat up. I never said nothing to that dude. What are you talking about? But because of him, we never got to meet face to face and have a conversation like brothers. Instead, what he does is he goes back to Tampon, Florida, and puts out a stupid ass meme and talk from behind a camera from about 1,000 miles away. Now that's the energy he's putting out. That's the energy he's putting out. You see what I'm saying? But meanwhile, unasked and unprovoked, niggas is sending me picture of this nigga walking to a goddamn store that I didn't ask for. I didn't even know who the fuck that was. I sent the email back, say, yo, bro, I appreciate you, but do me a favor. Please don't email me any videos or pictures of this man ever again. Please don't do that. It's called a virtual paper trail. Now, I don't know if you got a problem with him. That's between you and him. I ain't got no problem with him. This is the internet for me. I don't even know what his problem is. And whoever that was emailed me back smiling and laughing emojis, said, all right, big dogs, man, I appreciate you. I said, all right. I don't even know who the fuck that was. I didn't ask. I ain't asked for no phone numbers or nothing. But that just goes to show you. That just goes to show you. You put certain things out there. You put certain things out there. Every action has a reaction. Niggas sending me pictures of him walking to the store. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? God damn, what is that? Please don't send me no. We're not gangsters here, man. No, absolutely not. Don't do that. As a matter of fact, in that email, I said, leave that man alone. That's what I said. Leave him alone. No. Don't do, no. Stop. Wait, hold on. No. Wait. I didn't need to see this. Don't send me anything. Please, no. And leave that man alone. He could be whoever he wants to be on the internet. Let him be it. Because if he meant the word of it, when he came to New York, we'd have spoken. And we didn't. Nigga done checked out because him and 78 was in the same hotel. Nigga done checked out and left. Didn't come to the weigh-in, didn't come to the fight, nothing. Quiet Storm, my brother, salute. And see, here's the thing, Quiet Storm. Really think about that. I got a mugshot now because I beat up on Malachi Williams. Now I got a mugshot. Now what the fuck? Picture me sitting in a precinct and they asking me, why'd you do that? We had to surgically remove your fucking size 13 from his ass. And now he's on a respirator. Why? Man, he done talked about me online. What? Nigga, you almost 50 years old. Why would you? Okay. You waited this long in life to beat up some midget over something he said over the internet? Does he know you? No. Why you mad? That's like a mama joke. Someone say something about your mama. Do you know your mama? No. So why you mad? Laugh. All of this is relevant. Misunderstood blessings. There's a path you choose in your life. Do you go this way or do you go this way? The point that I'm making is you are the master of your own destiny. I know all this shit sounds cliche. I sound like Yoda and every other fucking kung fu, master. But this shit is real. I would want nothing more than to be cool with everybody on YouTube. We ain't got to agree on boxing or nothing, but it ain't got to get violent. We ain't got to talk about what we going to do when we see each other. I love making friends and meeting new people, man. That's why I look forward to the meetups every year. I love my brothers and sisters, man. Queen 71 did everything this meetup. That's why when we doing it in New York, I told her, man, I'm buying her ticket. That woman was literally, all she was missing was the lasso of truth. She was legitimately Wonder Woman. She did everything in 106-degree heat. She did everything. So many wonderful people, so many wonderful relationships I've built on here. I talk to my brothers and sisters behind the scenes all the time. Mr. Shelton, Trill Whale, 78. BF, Stormy. Me and Stormy talk every day. We're like really friends. Clarence McLean, he live out here. I'll be at work and I see Clarence like, yo, what up? You people I see in the chat every day. I met Ratchet since 91 for the first time. That's a young king right there. Even the cats that don't participate in the chat every day, they showed up. Some of these cats showed up. I got love for y'all. I respect that, man. It's called social media. You build relationships. That's why when I see all of this stuff happening online, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know that's equivalent? See, I came up in the 90s, right? You know what I don't understand? Y'all ever been far from your crib and you walking and there they are, the nigglets on the corner. You're like, man, I gotta go that way. Camaro, salute. I gotta go that way. I'm just gonna go ahead and go. And you walk past them and they start beefing. Now in my mind, I'm like, why y'all doing this? White person walk by, y'all quiet as mice. See, I don't say nothing. But a brother walk past and all of a sudden, yo. Why the fuck y'all doing that? It's virtual now because I see it on the internet all the time. Met my brother Eric Jordan for the first time. Salute to you. It's like, why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? I see it online. Literally. All the negative shit said about me, the niggas talking, never met him. Never met him. Never met him. We never broke bread. Nothing. Every failed relationship wasn't me. I didn't do it. I did not do it. I ain't do shit. I was just there. Like, whoa, wait, what? What happened? Literally. You know how many times I've gotten out of bed and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? Huh? What? My reputation speaks for itself. Okay, Joe. My reputation speaks for itself. I ain't got to prove who I am to anybody. I know. What the fuck did I just watch? Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, somebody just sent me something on my text. A woman, oh boy, that's horrible. Oh, okay, I got you, Joe. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Somebody sent me something very violent. This queen's got to do better, man. Somebody out here, I just watched a woman get into a fight and a man snuffed her with a bat. What the hell's going on? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Listen, if you can legally carry in your state, do it. Get all the credentials and do it. You ain't got time to be playing out here. 90% of the people that be beefing, I'll rip their bodies in half. But I ain't got time to be playing with you. I'm just going to legally defend myself and explain it later. I mean, I ain't got time. I'm not doing it. Anyway, ATX salute. Anyway, all of this is relevant. All right. The reason why I brought up Malachi Williams is because he has a big channel. He's well connected. I have no idea what the obsession is with me is. Well, I do, but I don't want to harp on it. But you know what? I done told y'all what it is. In his mind, he was saying that Bill Haney set him up in New York. No, if you was going to get set up by anyone, you wouldn't have made it out of New York. He thinks Bill told 78 where he was staying. Look, I don't know nothing about that. And Bill don't know nothing about that. You're not important to him like that. And 78 called me, was like, yo, you ain't gonna believe this shit. Guess who's staying in the same hotel? I was like, who? He said, Malachi. I said, are you kidding? He said, yeah. I said, oh shit. Well, I guess we're gonna meet. Can't wait to meet him. That's exactly what I said over the phone. Can't wait to meet him. I ain't say kill anybody or I'm gonna do this. No, I said I can't wait to meet him. He's coming to the fight. Great, we get to meet finally. Next thing you know, he's stuttering to the general in the elevator. Brothers UK, salute. He's stuttering. I didn't do this. It was KQKC. And I said, whoa. He said, what? We ain't here for that. I just want to know what the problem is. Because you know what? Maybe he thought I did something to him. Because I know, people will say shit. And, there's a lot of people that are troublemakers. They'll run back and say, oh, yo, somebody was sneak dissing you. Oh, no, somebody said something to you. And, oh, yo, hey, Drew was saying this about you. They do it all the time. And it's unfortunate that some of these motherfuckers are so goddamn sensitive. Instead of contacting me personally, what do? You run to the internet. This is my response to Drew Titan. Huh? What are you talking about? Fuck you talking about? Nigga, you can call me. If you don't got my number, you know niggas around me that got my number. Yo, so-and-so want to talk to you. Okay, we can talk. Yo, was you talking about me? No. Who the fuck told you that? And it's never somebody that they know personally. It's always Dick Blower Boxing who just made his channel like 2 days ago. So you want to believe that motherfucker. Everybody's so sensitive. Hey, man, they don't want to handle no real business. They don't. It's funny as hell. This is funny as hell. But you got a big ass channel. The stars come in on your channel. Well, I don't know if he's a star. You got Tim Bradley coming to your chat after he done revealed who the fuck he is. That's not a flex. But whatever. To the point where you come to an important fight, you done burnt so many bridges, or you feel you burnt so many bridges, you scared to leave your hotel room. As a matter of fact, you check out the whole fucking hotel. Now, I want you to think about this. You done burnt so many bridges and ruffled so many feathers, so you feel that you're scared to leave your goddamn room. I mean, really think about that. This is just boxing talk. What is wrong with you, bro? But you did learn that he was a coward, did you not? You're a coward. Which is why I don't pay attention to him. The time for us to talk was last year, April 20th. I think April 19th and April 20th, I think that was the weekend. That was the time for us to have a conversation. He didn't even want to do it. We could have been cool. Me and Punch is cool. We spoke. Now, how the hell does Malachi have this big channel? He does these big numbers. But somehow, my eensy-weensy tiny channel ruffles his feathers. That tells you that it's something else. But while he's paying attention to me, he's not paying attention to himself. You want me to break it down in the simplest form? Did I tell y'all the story about I'll just tell. I'll give you the quick story. All right. Dude that I know was infatuated with this girl. I don't even remember this girl's name, but she was mixed. She was Dominican and black. She was bad. She spoke with a Spanish accent, and she was bad. He was infatuated with her. The thing was, she liked my other buddy, right? And my boy, he was team light skin, and this was the I'll Be Sure era. And he was light skinned with curly hair and green eyes, that sort of thing. but he was high yellow black, and she liked that look. But my other boy was going hard on her. Now the light-skinned boy, he had a girlfriend. So he was like, yeah, I want to, but my girl crazy. My girl crazy. So I can't. So she chases something she can't have. My boy chases something that she's not interested in. And there's like a whole funny story in between that. But when the dust settled, right? Shorty went about her business. When the dust settled, whole time, he wasn't paying attention to the other girl that really liked him. And then when the mommy went about her business, he stuck standing there, and another young lady said, yo, so-and-so like you though. He's like, huh? And then he notices that she's short, dark-skinned, with wide hips and a big old ass, and there was no BBLs back then. Matter of fact, we were young teens. There was none of that. And now it's like, oh, but now she's like, I'm not playing second fiddle. What you mean? What you think this is? So now he done struck out all over the place. So while he's chasing something that he thought he wanted that he couldn't have, he missed the blessing that was right there the whole time. You missed it, stupid. You missed it. Since we being messy, I'll drop you another lane. Another lame. This dude, this British kid, outlaw pugilist. Don't ask me what the problem is with him. I don't know what the fuck I did to him other than block him. Listen, if I block you from here, you got blocked for a reason. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember if I blocked him or not. It might have been one of y'all. All I know is that a year later, he says, oh, challenge met, because I hear it in a British accent. I now have more subscribers than you do, Titan. And I said, well, congratulations. Who are you? I'm the outlaw pugilist. Okay, congrats. 50 videos about me. You got 20,000 subs in a year, or whatever that was. Congratulations. Do your thing. Well, you know what happened? Apparently, that 20,000 sub channel that got monetized and all that other shit, you know what happened? Oh yeah, Jose? Yeah, that guy's crazy. That guy's crazy. He found your channel because he sees you in my chat. He's watching right now. Andrew Hunter says Peppa Pig speaking as. Yeah, I mean, he's a weirdo. I don't know this dude. That's the funny part. Next thing you know, somehow his channel gets the axe. I don't know. But when I ended my show here, he popped up under Outlaw Pugilist Reloaded. And he said something, but Village Brother plugged him. Blicked him off. Bang, gone. But I wrote in the chat after the show was over, I had a link in the chat the whole time. You could have pulled up because we could finally spoke. I want to know what's wrong with you. What did I do to you? Maybe I got to apologize. I don't know what happened. Maybe somebody clapped you and you came in peace, but somebody clapped you and it was a misunderstanding. That's how men handle business. But, you done rage war. You went on a year tirade. Now you got double the amount of subs in me, and now you're throwing it in my face, and I wasn't even checking for you. Congratulations. Well, now that big channel's gone, and now he only got about, I went to his channel to make sure it was him. It was him. Next thing, I think he got like 400 subs now. I mean, if you have a $20,000 sub page, and you pop up somewhere else, at least 1,000 of these motherfuckers gonna follow you. I mean, you would think. which gives me reasonable cause to believe that that wasn't real in the first fucking place, but whatever. But not sure what I did to him. Then he wants to argue with me on Instagram, and I said, bro, come here, let's talk. Oh, I don't want to talk to you on your station. I don't want to talk to you on yours. I don't even know what the fucking problem is. I ain't got no problem. You got a problem. So if you don't want to solve it here, then we ain't solving shit. Go away. And somehow, I don't know what he did, but YouTube snatched his channel from him. Now, Mr. Shelton trolls him. I have no control over that. But he told Mr. Shelton that y'all got my channel demonetized or kicked off of YouTube. I promise you, I don't go to his channel. That new channel, I just went over there just to make sure it was him. And I said, oh, it's him. Well, what happened to that bigger channel? He tells Mr. Shelton, we, the LDBC, got his channel taken off of YouTube. Not me. I just told y'all, trolls come here. I exercise the tools that YouTube gives to me at my disposal. And I put in that description box, possibly a troll account from a bigger channel. I don't even drop no names. Well, I was told that YouTube has actually started to research that and has been fucking niggas up and giving y'all strikes when y'all don't know y'all have them. That's what I was told. So maybe you fell into that category. Maybe your main channel got blocked and you're coming over here fucking with me on those troll channels, and they finally said enough is enough and just snatched your shit. And you know YouTube don't talk to y'all. They don't talk to us. Well, they do. You just don't know how to do it. So maybe that's why you got your shit snatched. I know I ain't got nothing to do with it. If you trolling me and you got your shit snatched, I just did what I had to do on my end. I ain't drop your name or nothing. But the point is, if you have a 20,000 sub channel and you're doing numbers, why are you over here bothering me? I'm not important, man. I'm really not important. I'm just a guy who loves a sport that don't love me back. And I'm supporting this machine called the LDBC, and through us, we're keeping boxing relevant. And we're keeping it honest. I have no idea what you don't like about that. And guess what? You don't have to like it. Go away. 50 videos about me for what? Sports Prediction 101 or Bust a Nut Boxing, whoever you call yourself. You retarded ass niggas. 20,000 subs and you worried about me? You're blessed, right? You're blessed. You should be saying, I don't give a fuck about no LDBC. I don't give a fuck about no Drew Titan. I got 20,000 subs and I'm doing numbers and I'm seeing this amount of money on the 22nd every month and I'm doing what I'm doing. To talk about little old me is not productive. It might be therapeutic. Coach Malachi, I'm a midget to you because you want to be my height. I'm a midget to you because you want to be my height. Blame your short ass daddy. Blame your short ass mommy. And you probably made some short ass children, man. But yo, my man, you got a big boxing channel. Count your blessings. What the fuck you worried about me for? Because I'm going to tell you something. You keep misunderstanding your blessings, God going to take that shit from you. When you sitting back saying, oh God, why? Nigga, you should have been, I done gave you this, this, and this, and you keep talking about these brothers over here. I gave them a mission and they're following it through. What are you doing? You're disrupting what they're doing. So I got to take what I gave you. Maybe you'll learn. And some of you don't learn. So this clown outlaw pugilist, dude, I don't know what happened to your first channel. I'm just now finding out that shit gone. But you got a new channel. And what did you do when you came here? You came in here talking shit, and I had to block you again. So you haven't learned the goddamn thing. Misunderstood blessings. You niggas never learn. But keep making troll accounts. I do more than just block. Trust me. I know how to talk to YouTube. I've gotten detailed responses. And they told me what they do. I've given y'all so many gems on here. So many. Y'all not listening. But I just dropped a gem on y'all. Apparently, a big channel that told me, I have challenge met, I have more subs than you. That channel's gone now. I didn't do anything. All I did was report the trolls, and now his shit has vanished. I did that? Or did you pick up a gun and point it at me and pull the trigger, but the barrel was facing the middle of your forehead, you dummy? Possibility. Or who knows? Maybe YouTube told you, oh, it was this video. You violated community standards. We had to get rid of you. I don't know. You know why I don't really know? I can't say for sure. Because I don't follow you. I don't follow none of these niggas. Malacoon, Sports Prediction, Buster Nut Boxing. I don't follow none of these niggas. If you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. If you got my virtual penis down your throat, I don't fuck with you. You're gay, stay away from me. All that success you're having, you're misunderstanding your blessings. I'm over here taking care of me. This really wasn't about Roy Jones Jr. this morning. This was about what the title states, misunderstood blessings. Roy Jones Jr. is the most relatable thing to that. 88, he did not understand why God did him that way. But he figured shit out throughout the 90s. That fire was lit. And that 88 Olympics, the result of that was us seeing one of the greatest boxers of all time at work. And he understands that now. And he got his gold medal now. See what I mean? Isn't the term mind your business in the Bible? I forgot how it's worded. Shit happens to y'all and y'all be like, oh my God, y'all don't know God. Y'all just say it. Y'all don't read the word. A lot of you motherfuckers would have picked up that $100 bill and walked right past that woman. Y'all not paying attention to shit. Y'all worried about self-gratification. The thing is, I was raised to always think about what you do because it could affect yourself and everyone around you. What do you think I meant when I say these kids don't even honor their last name? All of the trouble that I could have gotten into growing up, I didn't get into because I said, well, shit, forget about the police if I get arrested. I'm worried about when my parents walk through that door. Fuck the police. What are they going to do? I got their last name. What the hell? That'll be the worst thing ever. These kids don't think about that shit. No life lessons. Because the reality is, it's going to hurt. We've gotten away from God. When I see kids talking back to grown folks, when I see kids right here on YouTube, when I see kids talking about calling me old nigga, oh, you old niggas, you old niggas, you old niggas. Nigga, you ain't gonna get to my age with that attitude, with what you doing in the street. You're not gonna make it. But that's become normalized. We're done because we've gotten away from God. We're done. In the movie Dragon, Bruce Lee had beef with his people. They said, man, you can't be teaching these foreigners. You can't be teaching these foreigners. This is our shit. And Bruce said, I teach whoever wants to learn. And they commenced to sabotaging his whole entire life. To the point where he eventually killed him. I believe that. But he stood on his principle. And it was rough for him. And he had some issues. He wasn't perfect. He was human. But he stood on his principles. And, to the point where, put him in the grave. Many of you cats have no principle. These young kids don't have any principles. Why do you think I always say parenting is important? Father figures are important to men and women. Why do you think I say things like that? And the only people that get offended are people that don't have fathers in their lives. So when I come on here and, I'm not perfect, but I have to exercise patience. When I have to understand the internet, understand the person in the chat that's beefing, they might have been raised wrong. You got to exercise patience. I'm not perfect. There's been times where I said I have to reset how I address people. Conflict resolution. Y'all seen me do it with a number of people on here. Why do you think I let Prez on the panel? He's a young man. Maybe screaming at him is not the answer. Something that I've done before. I said, wait, hold on. Let me change my approach. I changed my approach. He changed his approach. You see how that works? I'm the elder in this situation. I have to take the lead. Now, if he doesn't follow it, then you let him go. But the 2 times he's been up here, he's been very respectful, has he not? We don't have to agree with shit he says. But I'm giving him the means to say it. And I'm challenging it. And it's a teachable moment. You get what you put out. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't know the young man, don't know how the young man looks. No, that's irrelevant. But maybe there's a hope that I have in this little thing of boxing, this conversation. I'm hoping that he learned temperament and how to talk to people. And even though the person that you're talking to, if they don't like what you're hearing, if they start cussing and screaming, whatever, that you maintain your focus and know when to just walk away saying, okay, look, I'm talking to you, you're screaming. I gotta get out of this. It's a skill. And it could be the hardest thing in the world. Trust me. I'm not perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You can strive for perfection. I tell y'all all the time, I don't make response videos. I've done it one time because I had to address some racism, some closet racism. I had to address that because we was dealing with a thief who was enabling black on black bullshit, speaking of outlaw pugilists. That cracker took his ass over there and made that kid say my name. And I'm like, why are you even over there doing that? And like a dope, he played into it. Pugilist played into it. I'm like, my God, bro. But why is he over there even saying my name after I opened my doors to him? Put this, and yeah, I'm talking about Bruce Gas. Open up my doors to him. Stormy wasn't available tonight. We spoke to Vinny Pazienza. I called him on the phone and said, yo, bro, isn't Vinny Paz from your town? Yeah, he's from my town. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have him on. Me and Trick Nolte. Trick Nolte, he got a hold of Vinny Paz. He's coming on. Oh, Drew, you're such a nice guy. Oh, yeah. Turns right around and he's rubbing elbows with all these people that are making diss videos about us. And I say, hey, man, look, you can't be doing that, man. Because you over in the chat with people that not only clown our boxing opinions, which I could deal with, but you over there, these guys are giving us death threats. And you over there laughing and shit. Don't do that. And he did it again. So I politely blocked him. I was done with that guy for a year before I actually said something because he kept doing shit. You see, by the time I say something, understand that a lot of time has elapsed. I told you that about KQKC. By the time y'all found out about the bullshit, I stopped dealing with him, and Stormy stopped dealing with him for a year, literally a year. Y'all didn't even know. Y'all didn't even know. Because I don't run to the internet and do everything. I spoke to him behind the scenes countless times. Matter of fact, I said, yo, look, bro, Malachi's in your chat, bro. You know what he's done. I can give people the platform to say what they want to say. Yeah. Said, no. If somebody has given you death threats and use your government name and clowned you, I'm blocking them on site, on my chat. I don't care what you have to say. We could agree on boxing, but if he's clowning you, and I used to call KQ Unk because that's my elder. If he's clowning you, he's not breathing here. I'm blocking him. Why are you letting him breathe? Oh, it's that $5 super chat, right? So you letting these dudes come around because they think they can infiltrate what we got going on over here? Got him. Yeah, we got one. No, how about this? Y'all can have him. Because what y'all just found out about that clown, we been knew. We just didn't say anything. And what he did to my brother BFTB, that was the last straw. And I can't control how brothers handle business. So BF, enough was enough. And he got on that live and he said what he said. Thank you, Quiet Storm. I never did. Anything I ever said was in complete, total response. And it takes a lot for me to respond. A lot. I've had people, like I said, some dumb nigga hit up KO and it said that I said something. And I'm like, so the fuck what? KO was in the chat. We had a conversation. We agreed to disagree, whatever. KO still got a wrench here. Ain't the first time I disagree with my brothers. Probably ain't gonna be the last. I ain't gotta get nasty. I said what I said. He said what he said. He went over and did a short video about me. What did Drew say about that? Nothing. I don't give a fuck what he says. He's entitled to say what the fuck he want to say. I already told y'all, I don't do the debate thing because I know where it goes. It gets nasty. Niggas getting their feelings. And next you know, it starts out with Tank Davis this, Devin Haney that to pull up. I ain't got time for that shit. Fuck out of here. You go right ahead. And what I said in the chat that day was true. If you know, you know. Everything I said was true. Because I'll be damned, the nigga said it a week later. And I only know about that because I heard Claymore say something. I said, huh? He said that? I said, didn't I tell him that in the chat when he was in my chat the other week? I said, oh shit, whatever. Time reveals all truth. I ain't got to revisit or reiterate anything. I know what I know. Exactly, Trill. Well, we're always quiet until we ain't. And all of a sudden, when we start firing shots, we the villains. But there's always some niggas looking to amplify beef. Like, I'll be damned. Somebody is going to take this back to every name I said today and say, Drew was saying this, and that. I'm not into the Jerry Springer shit. Everything I say today, I done said to them. I don't give a fuck. And they don't give a fuck. Nah, Jose, you didn't know, brother. You didn't know, and it wasn't for you to know, brother. That wasn't your fault. And people told me about it. I said, look, he don't know. I'm not the type of person to start hitting people up behind the scenes like, yo, don't fuck with this person, this one. No. Y'all got to figure that shit out on your own. Y'all got to figure that out on your own. I don't go behind the scenes and call people up and say, yo, don't deal with this one. Don't go. I don't got to do all of that. Because eventually, if I have a problem, for me to have a problem with a person, eventually, Everyone's gonna find out. I ain't gotta say shit. And once everyone finds out, when they come to me, I still won't say anything. When they come to me and say, yo, man, this person did this and that. Have you ever had a, well, as a matter of fact, I have. Well, last year, this happened and da-da-da-da. Oh, word? Last year? Yeah. Why didn't you say anything? No, because I just sound like an asshole. Y'all got to learn on your own. Yeah, Trill Will, Mr. Shelton, that shit with G5 Gabe. That same shit. Magically, I start getting phone calls. We have it on good authority that Drew Titan's telling people where not to go. What are you talking about? What? I would never do that. What I have said, and I told KQKC this, what I said was, I don't tell anyone where to go. I told Bruce Gass this. I don't tell anyone where to go. But when you are seen somewhere where anyone is turning up on me or my family, and you're in the chat laughing with fire emojis and you're there participating, it's cool, but your ass gonna stay there because you're not coming back here, and I will block you in silence. I just told y'all, by the time y'all found out about KQKC, I stopped fucking with him for a year. Me and Stormy, because we knew you never heard us say a word. By the time BF got on his ass, it was old to us. Y'all never knew. Y'all never knew. That shit, and be honest, the shit with G5, that shit hurt my feelings. Because I really genuinely liked the brother. I know him and Trill Will had a little rift, but I say, yo, G, listen, there's money out here for us to get. I want you to get monetized. Come on my Sunday channel. Let's build your platform. Let's talk some boxing, bro. We got to move forward as black men. Trill Will, am I lying? We put all that bullshit aside. We talk boxing. I'm talking to people behind the scene. I say, look, y'all ain't got to limit yourself to boxing. Y'all could do other shit. Trill Will talks politics. I told G5 the same shit. I said, I know you could talk about something else. And whatever, you know, and we didn't even get a chance to explore that. Because he chose to march to the tune of his girlfriend. And I'm like, yo, bro, I didn't do anything. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? And he went his own way. And good luck to him. They hung up on me. Fine, man, I'm good. Good luck. Y'all have no idea what I've tried to do behind the scenes. And some shit you just can't help, because some people want problems all the time. And I've sat back and I've asked God, man, what is this? Man, I don't even want to deal with this shit anymore. But every time I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. God shows me I'm here for a fucking reason. You know what I mean? People, never mind the few assholes that didn't make it. You know what I mean? People have talked to me behind the scenes. Yo, Drew, I appreciate what you said, man. Yo, Drew, this is such and such from the chat. What you said really helped me this morning, man. Thank you, man. Unidentified people hit me up. Yo, you all right? You ain't go live in 2 days. Oh, nah, I'm good. And I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck I'm talking to. Oh, nah, what you said last week, yo, man, that really helped me. And I said, you know what? I'm not here for these handful of assholes that are bullshitting their way through life. I'm actually making a fucking difference to some people, strangers. I have a voice, and it's real. I don't have 100,000 fake followers. My subscribers count don't say 100,000, and then I click the link, and there's only 10 niggas in here. I have under 10,000 subs. And the most I get every morning is like 150 people, and I'm thankful for that. I'm not here for the people that are false. I'm here for the people that see value in what I do. And if that bothers people, you ain't got to watch me. You're worried about my little old channel. Meanwhile, you got 20,000, 100,000 subs. Why are you worried about what I do? You know why? Because you can't do what I do. I'm way too talented. I'm way too liked. And I'm way too blessed. I understand my blessings. And it's a sad state of affairs when you haters don't. That's okay. General's on, man. I'm heading over there, man. Salute to everyone in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, Super Chat, man. I love y'all, man. For real. I really do. Y'all make this fun. And there's a purpose behind what I do. And I know this might sound crazy, but this has become a bit of a calling. It's become a bit of a calling, which is why it's easy for me to create. Pep talk tonight, man. I'll see y'all later. And so go subscribe to my Patreon because the gloves are off over there, man. Let's go to the General's house, man. Bronx on deck.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.